Welcome back and Happy New Year. This is Adventures in Silvernell, Campaign 5. Campaign 5. What the Fae? Odyssey of Chaos. Ooh, that spiel that Scott does at the beginning is a lot to my brain to remember in that moment. I'm like, the script. We are back. It is a joyous 2025. We're 8 days in, and I don't hate it yet, but we've got plenty of time to figure out how that's going to go. I hope you all had great holidays, a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and New Year, and anything else I may have missed in that span of time. Anything you were celebrating, I hope it was awesome. And I hope you all survived your family. So, we're back. Wednesdays, 7:30. We're going to pick up almost exactly where we left off. But I do want to ask a question from our friend Tanner, who's playing a new character, just so the audience can get some digestive material about what's going on here. Can you talk about those arcane augments that you have? Just so when you do them, people aren't like absolutely dumbfounded by it.
Oh yeah. So arcane augment. That's where I get to use my bonus action, and essentially I kind of will be manipulating rolls in a way by using my spell casting modifier. I can add or subtract that to like for instance, I have a spell augment, a save ability. I can reduce spells, so like I can either add to y'all's saves or reduce from our opponent, stuff like that.
Yes,
and I get 5 of them, and then they like recharge after a long rest.
Love a crowd control tank.
Yes.
All right. So, last we left off, you were all individually pulled from your own little scenes. A door appeared, and you all were pushed through. Some were thrown through by their friends. Some jumped through and stole doors that weren't theirs. But you all made it through here. And you appeared in this room of either light or white, but you can see that everything around you is just like a white space. You can't tell the distance. You can just see ad nauseum, but it's just infinite white. The only thing you can see are the people around you, which is the 5 party members. Andrew's character is on the ground because he was on the ground being drug in, and Scott's character is also probably on the ground as he dove through the fire. I told the players this, but I'm going to tell the audience. Andrew, Scott, and Ben all do still have a DM inspiration that they earned from the beginning of the last game. They can now use in this game. DM inspirations also work a little weird in the Fae. You can get advantage you can do a reroll for yourself and take it as advantage, or if someone is making a roll against you, you can give them the reroll and give them disadvantage. So you can make yourself really cool, or you can make someone else do bad, depending on what you want in that moment. So feel free to use those. The 5 of you all stand in this liminal space. You look around. Your eyes it's a feeling of waking up in the morning and someone left the lights on. You're just like, my retinas, they burn. And so you got that like pulsating sight. And you see nothing, but you did hear at the very end, oh, hell no. There's no way this is what they brought me. Fuck. And you see no one, but you hear that voice. And it speaks out. And then it says, all right, kids, you look pretty young. Does the words will of Asteri mean anything to any of you? Andrew's character and Erica's character would know those words. Everyone else is welcome to make me a history check to see if you've ever researched those things. Erica and Andrew, you can roll me a history check to see how much you remember about those things.
24 for sharp.
I'm sorry, what?
A 24 for sharp Cheddarton.
44, and I was like, what's he rolling out?
An 8.
I got a
Sylvie.
10.
14.
3.
All right. So we will say that Tanner knows nothing about it. Ben knows nothing about it. Erica got a 10. We'll give you some for that. Ben or Andrew, what'd you get?
A 14.
14. Okay, got you. We'll start. We'll start from the lowest and work our way up. Scott's character would have learned this through knowledge. You could have done some research to pick this up. Andrew knows this because his family are members of the Will of Asteri. It's where he got his dragon mark from. And Erica would have heard of this because she is of the Fae and Elves were pioneers for the Will of Asteri, and so it's something that was probably passed down to you via stories. So, Erica, what you would know is Will of Asteri is almost a retelling of the creation of the universe, aka the Fae, because the Fae is very Fae-centric. So it's often mentioned in the retelling of how the Fae was created, and the Will of Asteri were instrumental in that, and they helped fight these big bads that were originally here, and then from then that is when like humanity started to take over versus elementals kind of running amok. 10, 14. You know that the members of the Will of Asteri were people who weren't necessarily leaders, but were definitely people who were on the front lines, and they were rewarded for taking down the primordial princes, which were these elemental beings that ruled the Fae originally. And we also got a main player advantage redeemed from Micah. Thank you, Micah. That'll come up. They were powers given, or they were the people who went out and actually stopped this endless war. It was like 6,000 years of war. Accelerando was the king of the Fae, who was the leader, but the people that wouldn't actually did it were considered the Will of Asteri. That's what you got. Scott, you are from the material plane, but you've done research vehemently on things that you can find in the books about the Fae, or the Fae and the Feywild. You know that the Will of Asteri is a group of individuals who banded together from the Fae to fight the oppressors in the Fae, which were these elemental titans, and they pulled themselves together. These Will of Asteri were members of what you now know will be courts. So different elements, they all joined together and then went and fought these elementals in different ways, depending on what the elemental was. But they were the people who stopped that, and then that is what perpetuated the Fae coming into being. Because once the primordial princes left and the Will of Asteri took them out, people could start to live because the elementals weren't necessarily beings; they just were energetic forces that wanted to be, and they were always clashing. And so Eladrin and Ganassi and Dragonborn started to pop up from the Will of Asteri, and they like started to like be less aggressive. And so that is what let the Fae start to cultivate and start to like come to life versus being under the will of the primordial princes. And so the Will of Asteri were the people who stopped them. All that said, she's looking at you all, and she can see that she sees the recognition on Cheddar or Sharp Cheddar, Ursine, and Desiree. I'm really trying to remember these names. And she looks at you all. Andrew, is your mark visible anyway?
It's on my left buttock.
Unless your ass is out, then I'm going to assume that is a no.
Yeah.
Great. She looks out and she sees you three recognize that, but you don't. She also noticed that you don't speak up. I was worried this would happen. It's been quite some time. Looking at Ben and Tanner, nothing? You don't, we were kind of important. Those words really mean, who's teaching these kids these days? Oh, right.
Are you a member of the Will of Asteri?
I am. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, you all are too. It's kind of a generational thing. You don't really get to opt out. It's in the name, the Will of Asteri. Asteri was time, the will of time, because it's always happening. It's not fun to explain if you don't know it, but all right. What's the best way to do this? Oh, I guess I could just show you. The space around you goes from this hard white, and you see it starts to come to life. I'm going to give this to you in cardinal directions. To your north, ice starts to form. So wherever your north is, ice starts to form, and that area starts to become encased in ice. To your east, fields of lava start to form, and embers start to come out of the ground. The ground is hot. There's still walkable, but you can see like streams of lava moving through that space. In the south, you have earth and terrain. Mostly hills and valleys, but you can all tell there is a giant chasm that is like right in the middle of that space. You don't really know what's in there. You're not close enough to see that. But There's a chasm there. And then there is, to your west, an area that is lightly obscured by clouds. But you can't really see now. You see pillars kind of like inside of there, but you can't really make out much. So you have those four cardinal directions, and then in each of those are four figures that are standing there in a line, each of them. The question presented to you actively is, as players, where would you like your character to end up? Your character is just going to be pushed as these places are these things are all forming, it's happening simultaneously. All those masses are popping up. Your character will be pushed into one of them. I will let you roll initiative, and you can tell me where you would like to go, north, south, east, or west. And I can tell you again what those elements are, because I know you're all witchies, and so you probably have resistances and got things that you want to be near and whatnot. So I'll let you do that. So roll me a fresh initiative.
16
Right.
for sharp.
I got a 19.
Oh, okay, competition.
13.
14.
I got another 3.
Hey, consistency.
At least consistency is key.
Scott, what'd you get?
16.
16. Heard. And then boom. Okay, I know it's not Ben. Andrew and Tanner, what were yours?
13.
13?
And I had 14.
13, 14, 14, okay. Sylvie, Ursa. And you got a 3? Is that correct, Ben? Okay.
Yep.
Just gotta make sure I get everything there right. Yeah. All right. Boom and boom. All right. So this is not your turn, but I will ask you all in this order where you would like to go, just so I know. So, Desiree, do you want to go north to ice, east to fire, south to earth, or west to air?
Already know that Desiree's gonna head east towards that fire with the flames and the embers that already hang off of her. That would be the place that she would be drawn towards the most.
Gotcha. All right. Sharp Cheddar, where are you going? North, south, east, or west?
I'm gonna go north towards the ice.
Sounds good. Sylvie, north, south, east, or west?
I'm also going to go north towards the eye.
Boom. Ursine.
I'm gonna go south towards the earth. Stay grounded.
Boom. And Tidbit.
Tibbet will also go north to the ice.
All right. For the folks at home, we have Sharp Cheddarfield, Sylvie Uno, and Tidbit Crimson going north. To the east, we have Desiree Almara, and to the south, we have Ursine. Okay, so I will start with Desiree. We start at the top of her order. The thing that you see in the fire section are 4 medium-sized bears-looking creatures. They are 60 feet away from you. You can tell there's probably another 60 feet behind them. So the full space from where you are, which is like the tip where all 4 elements meet, to the very other end is approximately 120 feet of constructed space. It's giving very like you are in a machine or hologram, something that's building up space around you. So there's 120 feet of usable space that is fire. And in front of you, you see those 4 medium-sized bear creatures. You get a full regular old turn.
Desiree's gonna go ahead and cast Speak with Animals, and she's just gonna kind of nod and move towards the bears really slowly, and she's gonna go, "Hi guys, nice to meet you. My name is Desiree. I'm a little confused right now. I don't know where I am, and I feel like I might know some things, but there's a lot of change going on right now. Is there anything you guys could help me out with?"
Those things look at you and they give you nothing. As you get, it seems like it sounds like you're approaching them, taking the full 30.
Yeah, like slowly, not a full 30, probably like a 15. Slow steps,
Okay.
cautious steps.
Yeah, as you start to approach them, I think the thing that you notice first is that they don't react to you. Like if these were bear, there would be some sort of like awareness that you're there. These things are very much like player loading. Like they're sitting there staring in your direction, breathing, but they're not like inert. It doesn't seem. And the second thing you notice is that they don't seem to be solely bear. As you get closer, you can see like they're breathing, and there's like smoke coming out of their nose. There's like embers kind of falling off of them. They, much like yourself, have this mix of fire in them, or maybe made out of fire. Oh, and the third thing you notice is they don't seem to, via like using your spell, speak with animals. They're not really giving animals. They look like animals, but they don't have that stat. Anything else?
Noted. Are we gonna go in like turn order? Is everybody else gonna go, or can I keep going? Okay.
Yeah, you can have you'll have your full turn if you want.
That'll be it. That'll be it then for now.
Gotcha. The Earth is gonna go next. That is rhinos. My friend Andrew. I'm so sorry. Not that sorry. You see that there are these four in front of you. They're 60 feet away. There are these four figures. They are large rhinos, and they start to like move towards you. They only have 30 feet of movement. Two of them move 30 feet. Two of them start to move forward and then like start going into the ground and start to burrow. And so you lose sight of them. But the other two like move straight at you. These two large rhinos. And as they get closer to you, you notice that these things aren't. They are like almost earthen constructs that look like rhinos. Like it's like a rock formation of a rhino, like the two lions at the New York Library. It's like made out of stone, but is an animal. But it's like they move very articulately. They look like they are very much alive. And so they're going to make nothing because you're not close enough. So 30 feet away from you when time comes for that. And that is the end of their turn. Sharp Cheddar. You see in front of you, you went air or water. Okay. In front of you, you see four medium-sized octopuses. That's what Dini calls them. I want to call them octoped, octopi, but octopuses is what the book says. So you see four medium-sized octopuses 60 feet in front of you, kind of like in a regimented line.
Are they in water?
They are not. They are standing on top of this like frozen ice. They're just kind of like.
And can I see the other players around me?
Yeah, you see the two that are next to you, and if you want to make the full like 360 look, you can see Des to your east and Ursine to your south.
All right. I'm just gonna. How far away am I?
They are 60 feet from you. I'm
gonna walk
octopuses.
up about 20 feet, just kind of waddle with my cheesy body, and I'm gonna
Not
look
waddle.
down at my little cheese partner, and say, "Well, you know what to do, Gouda." I'm gonna use my bonus action to tell him to go another 20 feet, so he would have went 40 total, and he is going to use his out of the little piece of Gouda cheese, this little cannon's gonna come out and just start spraying fire. So let me see how many I can get with this cannon. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah.
So each creature in a 15-foot cone. So he's definitely going to get. So if he went another 20, that was total 40. That means they're 10 away. Okay. However many I can hit with a cone, they have to make a dexterity saving throw, DC of 18.
Copy that. Oh, that's my regular calculator. So you're gonna get two of them, and they are going to roll. They get +4. You said was it 18?
Mm-hmm.
They both fail. The highest was a 16.
they'll take 8 points of fire damage as the fire just sprays. While that fire is spraying, I will continue another 10 feet kind of up behind him, and then I'm just going to cast a giant fireball. And
Starting off casual, okay.
that is a 20-foot radius sphere, so as many as I can get in the middle of them.
That's all of them.
And that's another dexterity saving throw.
This cheese is hot. Okay. DC's 18. 2 of them pass, and 3 of them pass, 1 fails. This damage about to hurt them.
And that's 30 points of fire damage for those that failed and 15 for those that saved. And while everything's burning in this ice, I'm just slowly going to turn and look at the other players in the ice. Just give them the De Niro.
One fully dies, and then the 2 that your minion hurt are whittling down. They have I can't tell you that number. Very little hit points. And the other one also looks terrible. They all look one is dead. The other 3 look like they'd rather not be alive at this point. But the octopus's legs falling up, they start to melt off and vanish, and they're just like little pods. But one thing you notice is they do not look. The ones that are alive don't look deterred or angered by the fact that they have been burned and or melted. They still look kind of inert because they haven't gone yet. They're just kind of like they are present and ready. But you fucked them up. You fucked them up good.
Good.
Right. Sylvie, you see just that. Sharp steps forward. He walks forward. His little piece of cheese walks forward. And just roasts 2 of them. And you're kind of impressed by that. You're a fire girly. And then he himself whips out a fireball and just and incinerates all of them. There are 3 left. 2 barely hanging on to their life, and 1 who looks like it might put up a fight.
So I am going to first I just want to acknowledge the hot cheese. That was really cute, and also love fire. So I'm gonna float. I'm just gonna float up to Cheddar where he went up. So I'll move up 30 feet, and I'll just kind of look at him and giggle and point at the octopus that looks like it took the biggest beating from that fucking fireball, and I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast these things until I start killing them off. So the first one will be a 18 to hit.
18 hits. And you're working from the best looking to the worst looking, or the worst looking to the best?
The worst looking to the best looking.
Okay, gotcha. 18 hits. Oh, actually, 18 does not hit.
Oh, damn. I got 2 more.
While you're looking at me, I'm going to have a reaction called a Flash of Genius. So I see your little look, and I'm just going to give you a look, and I'm going to add my intelligence modifier to that roll. So add another 5 to that roll.
You hit.
23. Oh, okay, babe. I love this
Its
cheese.
AC was 19.
So I'm just going to roll all the hits. That's a 22.
Hits.
That's another 22.
Hits. Some of these ACs are wild. Okay, but yes, all those hit. With the aid of Scott, they all hit.
18 plus 5. 23 force damage in totality of what my 3 are going to do.
Can you tell me those individually? Because you're more than likely going to kill.
Oh, yeah. So the first one was 10.
Dead.
The other was 8.
Dead.
Oh, and then 5.
5. You kill the 2 that got roasted by Scott's tiny cheese's flamethrower, not the big cheese's fireball. Not just to be clear for everyone. And so there's 1 left, and it looks really bad. It's got 2 arms left, and they're just flapping there. They have not even gone yet. They're just like, ow. That is the end of your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it that and stand here pretty with the cheese that's just melting shit.
Gotcha. All right, and then it's gonna be Ursine.
How far away are they from me?
The two that you can see are 30 feet away from you.
Okay. I am gonna say I'm too old for this. And as bonus action, I'm gonna throw a little like whittled sculpture, a whittled sculpture of a man. I'm gonna throw it 15 feet away from me. And one of my blights is gonna fly to it, and my echo is going to manifest right there. And then Ursine is going to turn into the opposite direction and run away 30 feet. And while he's running, he's going to pull out his bow and he's going to fire his bow. And he's going to shoot an arrow. And then out of his echo, the arrow is going to shoot towards the closest rhino towards him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so make me that attack. Boom, boom, boom. It was on this guy.
Going to be in 21.
Yes, that's a hit.
Amazing. It's going to be 7 points of piercing damage. And then I have an extra attack, so I'm going to do the same thing.
Gotcha.
And that is going to be a 14.
14 a hit.
Okay.
Oh wait, the 14 does not hit. I would just clarify
Okay.
if that was
Okay.
a 14 hit. 14 does not hit. Sorry.
I'm going to add my Gathered Swarm 1d6 of damage to my first hit.
Go for it.
Cool. That is going to be 4 piercing damage. And that sort of happens by another one of my blights kicks an arrow extra hard as it's in the air.
I love that. You mentioned that you wanted to move 30 feet. Are you staying inside of that elemental region, or are you trying to move to a different one?
I'm just trying to get away.
Yeah.
Like if they're facing this way and I'm running that way, if they're facing this way, I'm running that way to get the furthest distance I can from them. After that turn, I'm also going to have my echo run after me so that it stays within 30.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll keep you in that same space.
Okay.
We'll just have you countering clockwise. I
Okay.
want consensual words that I'm leaving. Okay, great. Perfect. Ursine. Now it is the single water. I mean the single octopus that is there. Looking so sad. If only I had his friends to add to it. It is going to make a ranged attack at the big cheese did more than the little cheese. So he's gonna shoot at the big cheese. And that's gonna be sharp cheddar. Ooh. 26 to hit. That was actually kind of crazy. So sorry. And it is going to be
So Sylvie's going to use their reaction and cast Silvery Barbs because the cheddar was nice to me, and so I'm going to Silvery Barb that attack that's happening and make you get disadvantage.
even with disadvantage, I ended up hitting because I rolled higher the second time. But you do get to give someone advantage on.
I'll give the cheese advantage.
Nice.
Just I wink at the octopus and then I wink at the cheese.
Before you tell us the damage roll, I'm just gonna wink back and use Lucky to force you to re-roll that.
All right. So I rolled a 15 the first time, a 17 the second time, and now I got a 12. However, it does get a plus 11, so it's a 23 to hit.
The high pluses. Okay, okay.
It was getting it though. I think that one has the highest one. And you also need to make me a dexterity saving throw.
You have advantage.
You do have advantage. Yes.
I needed it. That was a 23.
Perfect. That passes. There's no extra effect from getting wet from this cheese or wet from this octopus. Oh, I do want to go ahead and roll this. We have what, 5 players here? I'm gonna roll a d10 to hand out this inspiration, or the main player advantage that came from Michael. It mentioned
Ooh.
but I didn't do it out. It's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Can't be
It's,
wasteful.
it's Tanner. Tanner, you
I won't
receive main
be.
player advantage. It's because you were so nice. Like that's what happens.
Mm.
I would assume. Boom. Okay, so it failed. It is now the air's turn. There's no one in the air zone, so no one knows what's happening there. Tidbit: there is a single octopus who looks ferocious. It has stayed in spot. It's been you've seen it get melted by you've seen it get hit by the flame ball, and then you saw it get hit with the Eldritch Blast. But it is still up. It's looking trashy, but it is up and feisty.
GM, did
It
I
is the
take
only
any
one left.
damage?
Oh, you took 10. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, quick glance around. How violent on a scale of 1 to 10 is this room? I mean, it's pretty violent.
I was literally thinking the
everything-
same thing.
Like everything around you.
Yeah.
Um, I think the section you are in is the most violent.
Yeah.
To your, I mean, I'll give you because you have the 20 passive. To your east is Des and the Bears. She was talking to hers. It didn't really work out. To the south, there are 2 that went underground, and then 2 that are fighting with Ursine, but only 1 has been hit technically. To the west is the 4 air ones. You haven't seen them. You don't think any of your, you can count the party members. There's no one in the air one, so that's the most neutral currently. There's no violence happening there. Yours has the most death and most damage, so I'd say that is the most aggressive currently. Is where you are.
Is the person that was greeting us still here?
An ominous voice. She hasn't spoken again, but she kind of said, "I'm going to start this up," and then this all started happening kind of quickly.
Okay. Tidbit is going to cast Odaluke's Resilient Sphere on themselves.
Okay.
They are going to encase themselves in a sphere of shimmering force. Nothing can pass in or out of it, including Tidbit and other things for the next minute.
Yes. That's what Lucy said. I'm gonna hunker down right here. I'm here for it. All right.
Tidbit is for the first time getting freaked out.
And what is the size of that sphere? Is it just around your person?
Yeah, it's just around the person.
Okay, perfect. So a 5-foot cube of force just solidifies around you. Snow starts to like land on top of it and slide off. And then it's gonna be our friends with Erica. Boom, 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 boom. The one that you were talking at, kind of like it finally like head cocks, and then it starts to move towards you. They all start to move towards you. However, they have 30 feet of movement, and so it puts them 15 feet away from you. But they are. You see I was almost aggressively blew snot on my nose. There's like fire. There's like smoke coming out of their nostrils. Now that they're closer to you, you can see the cinders falling off of them. It kind of reminds you of your own companion that has this kind of like made of fire, but is also alive. Like kind of has these things remind you, but like way bigger. Like your thing is like a small creature. That these things are like large, and so it's like, oh shit, maybe one day.
Okay.
But yeah, they can't attack you or anything because they're just simply too far. But they are approaching you as if they're ready to attack. 2 start to move to the left, and 2 start to move to the right. They're like predatorial.
Okay. So I feel like after she first kind of talked to the bear, she would have then gotten distracted by all of the noise that she heard in like the ice area. So she would kind of turn her head for a split second, watch all of that happening, and she often thinks out loud when she thinks that she's talking to herself, even though she's a spy. It's one of her worst traits, but she'll just kind of say, "Oh, those poor creatures. I mean, this isn't the best place for me. There was no specific rules that I was told. I usually require a lot of rules in situations like these, but they didn't say anything about having to explicitly harm these creatures. And around me right now, is there a lot of foliage? Like even though it's like a fiery area?
It's more like you are standing at the base of a volcano. So there's not any like it's more like earth and fire, but that is here more than like nature.
Okay.
So hard rocks and like things of that sort, but not like plants.
Okay. She is going to call forth her familiar. The little Groot-esque kind of guy is going to reappear, and as he appears, he's gonna stick an arm underneath her and kind of like scoop her up onto a branch that's sitting out so she can kind of get more of an aerial view to see what else that she can see behind these bears.
Gotcha. Let me hit you guys with the lair action because your turn is the fire bears go, and then it goes back to top of turn order, which would be your turn. But let me just jump in here real quick. There are lair actions that change depending on what element you're in. And I got them written down. My 3 friends who are standing in the ice. The first thing that happens to you guys is you take a D8 of damage, which I already rolled. It's 7. It's for entering the space, and so you enter into this cold place and you take these 7 points. Next thing that happens is the actual lair action. This is a con saving throw. I'll tell you what happens after that.
This is for the ice people too?
Yes, this is just for the ice people. So it's Sharp, Sylvie, and Tidbit. However, Tidbit, read me the words of that spell again, because I want to know if it's a lair action. It's around you and under you. I don't think it's like. Oh, you're muted.
You mute.
Okay. Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out, though a creature in the sphere can breathe. The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from the outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside it. The sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature inside, and it can be pushed and rolled around by people inside or outside it.
Oh my
catapult
damn! My
that.
brain is working so hard already. Session 2.
Session 1.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay. You know what? Go ahead.
would the damage for entering the area be cold damage?
It is cold damage.
Then I will take half.
And I'll probably end up coming back and changing this, but I do think if the spell is cool. This is a lair action. I don't think it's coming from outside, but I think you're doing a lot of work to protect yourself, so you will not take damage from this spell. So the con save is coming from Sharp and Sylvie. As long as you're holding concentration on that spell, you'll be safe.
I
what
got
did
a
you roll?
24.
Nice.
Yeah.
Scott, what'd you roll?
I'm gonna use lucky again because that one is not how I want to start.
Correct. You don't want that.
Not only am I gonna use lucky, I'm gonna use my DM inspiration to gain advantage because that was a 5. Thank
Oh
you.
god.
Resources.
Con save.
I like the cheese.
26.
All right, you both pass. You only take half damage, which is 8 cold.
Okay.
And
that's
then
on top of the 7.
Yes.
Okay.
And you won't have to take the 7 again. I'll tell you, it was a D8 for entering that zone. So if you change zones, you have the idea that you probably have to take damage. All right. Fire damage. Erica, you take 1d10 of fire damage. It's 8 points of fire damage. Don't know if you have resistances or anything. And then you also need to make a Dex saving throw.
That was a 19. Pretty good.
Boom. That is a pass. You only take half damage, which is 7 fire damage. No one's in air. Earth. All right. Andrew, you take. Oh my gosh. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. That was max damage. I'm so sorry.
It just hurts. It just hurts.
And make me a dexterity saving throw.
$22.
I'm sorry, what?
22.
22? Pass. And it was an effect, so there was no damage involved, so you just don't take any of the negative effects. All right.
Does my
Sorry.
does my echo, would that take anything?
No, it's only attacking people.
Okay.
Or this effect.
It is like an object, I think.
And my little Gouda, would they take the original 7? And then have to roll a
No,
con save?
they won't have to take either of them. It's only affecting. This is only affecting people.
Oh, gotcha.
It's very targeted. It's
People are full.
not natural at all. Okay, so says bonus action. You wanted to summon your companion, and then you wanted to put you in a tree to see farther. Perfect. Make me a perception check.
Oh, that's a 10.
Okay, and are you looking for anything? Are you looking past the bears? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just scanning the area to see what else is around, like in this section that she's in, if she can see anything from like a higher point.
Yeah. It looks very mundane. I mean, it's a fire pit. It looks very much like the Screaming Slopes of Agony, which you've researched in school. It is very much like lava volcano. It's kind of got that like weirdness to it. I think the thing that sticks out to you most that you pick up is that this reminds you of how dream training was set up at the Sky Defense Academy. It's like there are these like moments you're being put in to like be tested. So you feel like, I think you're connecting like, oh, these things are fire bears, water or ice, and then air, earth. You're gaining that like these are like divided. Not the Avatar. You're getting that these are like divided up, and the things that are coming from them are matching elements. Almost like a training program. It's like very much how the Sky Defense Academy is set up. You go above the fire ley line, you do fire stuff. You go above the air ley line, you do air stuff. It's giving that kind of vibe, but all happening simultaneously. But your brain goes, that's the closest connection you can get to that is like, oh, we're being tested. And so that,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so you just like see it's like a field that is just not for exploration, but just to supplement the battle.
Okay. I still have an action too, right?
You do.
Okay. Tell me if I can do this. So I would love to cast plant growth, but cast it specifically on herself, knowing that her hair is made out of like roots and twigs and vines, to be able to have her hair kind of come forward and make like a briar patch type barrier to cut like the bears off from access to her. And she's like up as well.
Cute.
If that flies.
Yeah, we've established that you are part tree. So you can cast plant growth on your hair. A la very Rapunzel, and kind of like throw it down. It will give creatures who walk through it difficult terrain. And so they will have half movement.
Perfect.
To
Her goal right now is just to kind of delay them, not to cause like unnecessary harm unless she has to, is the vibe she's giving off.
Picked up and put down. All right. Earth rhinos are coming after. Yes, earth rhinos. Actually, this earth rhino is going to attack this. Oh, who was that?
Bye.
Benjamin. He's probably going to pop back in. He's going to attack your. There he is. He's going to attack your. The fake you. I can't think of your echo. That was really hard to say. And it is going to make a there it is. Melee attack at it. A 19 to hit.
It just hits.
And so it does 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the other one that is still up is going to turn and look at you, and then it is going to snort rocks. And so just gonna like sneeze, and like a rock is gonna shoot out at you. Okay. Got a +7, but it rolled a 2 for a 9 total. I'm assuming.
No, I'm good. I'm like,
it's like that hits. It was covered in little fake boogers, and it's like, oh wow, little tiny rocks falling off it. Whoever made this is like very much into getting it real. And then the other two you still can't see, but they are. You can feel the ground kind of like shaking and shivering as they start to continue to burrow towards you. But they have 20 feet of burrowing speed, but you can't see them if they're burrowing, and so they're whales underground. And then that is the end of its turn. Sharp Cheddar. There is a single octopus in front of you.
I have like, what, 20 feet maybe? 20, 30, something like that?
The distance between you to it.
Yeah. Or what is the distance?
You moved up 20 feet, so it is 40.
Okay. I'm just going to give a whistle so Gouda knows, like his little cheese body crawls up, because my body's really round, so my legs aren't that long. So as he runs over, I just kind of like swivel up so one of my legs gets on him so that I can reach in one of my war wound holes, and I'm going to pull out a spear that looks like a giant hors d'oeuvre toothpick with a little fuzzy red thing at the end, and just going to look over at Sylvie and then throw that spear.
So much winking happening. Are they flirting? What's going on?
And I really wanted to make a good impression, so I'm going to use my last lucky.
Okay.
Damn it.
I'm thriving.
That's a 17.
That is not hit.
Crap. And then it just kind of look over at Sylvie and then just whistle again, communicating to Gouda to finish it off. So Gouda's going to pop under my foot, almost knocks me over, and I land back, and Gouda just goes up like 10 feet and sprays that fire cannon. That's dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez. A 15, which is a fail, because yours is 18.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a fail, and it is... I gotta write this down quickly so I can do it from now on. 3d8. Ooh, 13 fire.
Dang! The octopus melts.
And then it turned to Sylvie.
Still got it. Still got it.
And as Sharp gives you that, it is your turn. Sylvie.
Sylvie just like, And there's no more octopi to kill, right?
Right, yeah, he like went up, shot at it with a spear, missed because his weird robot that he stepped on like stepped out from under him, and like then it took the shot, and he like played it off. He's like, "Hey!"
And I don't notice any other
robot.
like imminent threat surrounding us.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I said that I don't notice like any other like imminent threat like surrounding us. Like the coast is clear, kind of for a second.
In front of you, yes. If you're like checking on just the ice area, area is clear. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the other areas. I'm not in them. At this point, Sylvie's just gonna like take note of that, and I'm actually going to cast Investiture of Ice on myself. So essentially, my body just becomes cloaked in ice, and I am one with the fucking cold. Immune to cold damage and have resistance to fire damage. Move across difficult terrain created by ice or snow without spending extra movement speed. And the ground within 10 feet of me also gets icier.
Cute.
Yeah.
All right. In your element. We love it. All right.
Not taking any more of that layer damage.
And Ursine, it is your turn. Your minion has fallen, or your echo has fallen, and you are approximately. Actually, you're like nowhere near these rhinos. So they're shooting range attacks at you. So at least a safe 30 feet away from the one you can see.
I'm going to scan the area. Is there an exit? Maybe like like an emergency fire escape in like the fire area. I don't know.
Yeah, give me a perception check. A fire escape in the fire area. You're good.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
Okay. $23.
23. You kind of looking around and you look at, you're just like really taking in everything. And I think the thing that hits you the most is how artificial this place is. You can see like the borders where ice meets air and air meets earth. And you're like, they just like, it's an abrupt change from one to the other. It's very much giving simulation. You don't think that the way to escape is through a door, if that makes sense. It kind of reminds you of like games you would play with like kids or animals. It's like, oh, this is meant to like, there is some other purpose here. But to escape it, you would have to like complete the purpose versus just walking back out.
Okay. I'm gonna do a hunter's mark on the guy who's already damaged. As a bonus action, and then I'm gonna shoot him.
Oh yeah. Go for it. He's not looking good.
Okay. That's a 29.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all rolling over there. Jesus. 29.
I'm going to use my my swarm thing again. That's 2 piercing
Extra
damage.
damage.
That's 3. That's 5 extra piercing damage, and then I'm going to do my extra attack, and that is going to be a 16.
What was the damage on that first attack? Because it was 5 from the extra damage. What was the initial damage?
Oh no, it was 5 total.
Oh, 5 total. Okay.
Oh, and then I also have my hunter's mark, which I just did. I should remember that. And that's going to be an extra 2 damage.
Perfect. So that with the extra 2 damage and that your swarm thing, you kill that first one you hit. So you can use your extra attack on the other bear.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. It only had 6 hit points left. I was like, I was like, are you sure? You said 5, and I was like, just one more.
Okay. It's going to be a well, I already rolled for my second attack, and that was a 16.
16 does not hit.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to continue running and evading. I'll stay in my area though.
As your arrow hits that that first runner that you killed, you kind of see it hits it and it just kind of like crumbles apart. There's no blood, no viscera. It kind of crumbles, and then like the crumbles kind of like dissipate into ash. There's like no remnants of that thing existing at all in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And you can move your hunter's mark after you kill something?
I have to use a bonus action, so I'll have to do that.
Okay. It's hex that you can do that with. I knew it was one of those. All right. It was Earth sign. The water's gonna go. The water's dead. Air's gonna go. Air's not here. Tidbit's gonna go. Tidbit, it's your turn. It's very peaceful in your area now because of your dome and everything's dead. So
that's very nice. So I get half movement speed inside the ball, so I'll start rolling over towards Sharp and Sylvie and just taking preliminary examinatory looks at them because they both seem to have a penchant for murder.
The players themselves, yes. Are you expecting for damage? Is that what you're trying to see? You're just like how their vibes.
Just sussing the vibes.
Oh yeah,
just figuring out the vibe there.
Nat 20 insight. You get the vibe that they both feel comfortable. Like the opposite of how you feel about murder is how they probably feel about. They just seem very like in their element, as where you're like, oh no, what do I do? They're like, bet I'm killing things now. I'm gonna be really good at how I kill them. And so the fairy and the cheese are kind of scary. I think you're the tactician in your brain is like sizing them up, and it's like not to be messed with. They're tiny, but they're mighty. The 3 tiny things are all together and very strong.
Then I'm staying in the ball. I'm just staying in the ball for now.
So what if they turn up? Okay, yeah. Fire burst. They have half movement speed. They are going to Melee attack or range attack? Oh, it's a melee attack. Ew. Okay. Two of them will use their dash actions to move through your hair and to get to the base of the tree, but will not have an action to attack you. The other two are going to stay away from your hair because they're not fucking with it. And so they're at the end of your hair, the base of your hair, like lightly grazing it. And they're like, oh, food. And then the other two are at the base of the tree looking up at you. And they're like posted at you, not clawing or anything, but they are definitely like looking up at you, like still heavy breathing. You can feel the heat coming off their bodies. And they're not going to attack you. So, boom, end of their turn. So it's going to go into lair actions. All right, ice. Oh, actually, this is what we'll notice. Nothing happens in the ice area. Interesting. In the flame area, I need Des to make me a Dex 17 check. I probably shouldn't have said that number, but a Dex check, please. A Dex saving throw. That's what I meant to say.
It was
The
a
number-
nat 20!
Okay.
She said, fuck you. Okay, great. You know, I love a nat 20. You take no damage. I love nat 20s on saving throws because they just feel like nothing happens on them. So you pass and take no damage. Air is empty. Earth. I need a Dex save from Ursine.
Love to do that for you. Is it a 7? Is it a 17 check?
It is.
I did not hit a 17, or is it 16?
Oh, so close though.
Yeah.
You fall prone. That's the only thing that happens there. So fret not. And then after that, ground shakes. All those things kind of happen simultaneously. And warm up my voice. And then you hear, in the beginning, there were constant wars. The primals just clashed with each other. Earth versus fire versus air versus ice. Constant conflict. But from that conflict, we grew. And new things came. But the primordial princes had one thing in mind. Total domination. Back to top of order. Des, you are sitting at the top of that chair, at the top of that tree. Two bears below you, two bears 30 feet away from you, grazing on hair.
As she would have heard that booming voice, she would have pulled a book out of her pocket and probably a quill to write down like verbatim everything that she said. And after that, she's going to put that book back and she's going to pull out a huge, like, thick encyclopedia kind of looking book out of her purse. And on the front, it just in giant, like, words says creatures I've met. And she opens it up to like 3/4 of the way through and just starts frantically writing, looking at the bears, looking up at the sky, looking at the bears underneath her. And as she's looking, like, and studying and writing these things down, can I possibly make a check to see whether these bears are like magic or whether they're mechanical? Like, if this fire is from a magical source or if they're like, I don't know, robots?
Yeah, you can make me a give me either a perception check or a arcana check.
I got another nat 20, I'm not even joking, for a 27.
Perfect. And that's is
Mama.
that investigation?
I did perception.
Perception. Yeah, they don't seem mechanical at all. I think you got a nat 20. Your brain knows that these things are of the Fae, but not Fae. The only thing that they could be are elementals. Elemental creatures are like exactly what they sound like. They are like primal essences of fire, earth, air, whatever, that form into something else. So this, what you're looking at, is what is called a fire spark. It on this plane of existence, it appears as a flaming bear, but it is not. It is classified as an elemental. It's not a beast or a construct at all. So it's an elemental in category. So it's not thinking and feeling, but also with a nat 20 that this is not a real fire spark. This is a recreation of a fire spark for whatever is because your brain goes back to that dream training. Someone is trying to like or this voice is testing you to see if you can like handle these things, and so you're fighting this like weird this elemental bear on the fireside. You're starting to put these things together that you're being tracked that way, very much like you were tracked in school. It's kind of weird how similar these two things are. You would think that it's so similar to school. This could be a class you were taking at school, and like it's like that next to each other. Versus now, your goal is to be the best you can be. Versus like really trying hard to be mid, so you could like not stand out. Now you're like, bitch, I can show off. But it's definitely giving school. It's getting weird.
Is this something are these like creatures I could use control flames on them or no? Because that's where me doing this investigating is coming from.
Hmm.
You know what? Yeah, let's do control.
I'm about
flames.
to extinguish that flame if they so mad.
Let's do control flames, but I'm gonna need a spell attack roll. We'll say the DC is 18 to augment control flames into this like new purpose.
But okay,
you're trying to put them out like to
yeah, just kind of like with that anger.
Beautiful.
There was a 16.
Ooh, close. You see that you start to feel the fire in the bear, feel the fire in you. You start to like close it down. You try to compress it, and you can see its flames start to like kind of dwizzle out a little bit. But then they kind of like a lighter that doesn't work the first time you hit it again. And it's like so like kind of like pops back up. But it was definitely a strong try.
Okay, it's a cantrip. We gonna try again.
All right. You summoned your companion. Does it want to do anything?
No, he's just concentrated on holding me up right now.
Gotcha. All right. Earth is gonna be the rhino that's attacking Earth sign. Perfect. It's gonna shoot a snot ball at you again. A dirty 20.
Yeah.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, it taking me an advantage on that because you're prone. Okay, well, no, not 20. And then it moves up towards you 30 feet. However, it's still 15 feet away from you, and the other two are unseen. That is the end of its turn. Sharp Cheddar.
Okay, so I cast my Eldritch Cannon, which is Gouda, before I went to the clubhouse, so it's roughly been about an hour. So as I look at Sylvie, the Eldritch Cannon's just going to poof out of existence. I'm going to gesture, because we can see the other elemental areas, right? We can see those monsters?
Yeah, everything except air.
Okay, I'm just going to look at Sylvie and kind of gesture at those other monsters, point at Sylvie, cast haste. So, Sylvie, if you're willing, you now have a +2 bonus to your armor class. You have advantage.
I'm willing.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws. You gain an additional action on each of your turn. And then I am going to turn on my side and roll the 40 feet over to those downed octopuses and put my hand on that skewer and just stick it back in my war hole. And that's my movement. My movement, action, and yeah, I'm good. That's my turn.
A beautifully descriptive turn. Yeah, Sylvie, you feel the effects. You can feel your body get lighter, faster, fiercer, and you just know it's from those damn winks. And as you start to feel that momentum, you can't help but turn your head as you see that wheel of cheese tuck its legs in and just start rolling. Roll forward, pick up a skewer, and it looks like it starts to stab itself, but just kind of like, and it's like, but he's facing away from you.
And
That's where he pulled it out from.
And your speed is doubled.
And your speed is double.
Oh yeah, I noted that one.
Back. So Sylvie, our tiny friend, it is your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. So which is going to be closest to me in regards to beast I need to beat up?
That would be fire. which is the
Okay, then
ones
I
near
will
dead.
hastily make my way over there and start beating on some bears.
Yeah. It will take you. You have enough movement to
How
get there.
far?
No, you get there. You got the movement to get there, but you will take damage for entering the fire area.
I have
Which I'm
resistance to fire at least, because my infesture of ice.
her. So you take
And the
3.
ice is around me as well.
Nice. So yeah, you're gonna bring cold here. So it was 6 points of damage reduced to 3
Reduced to 3? Okay.
as you move into the move east into the fire. Um,
Heard
you,
that.
you are close enough to be in within melee range of one of these bears. So there's also that, and that also affects him in some way because it's your investor is 10-foot range, 5-foot range, 15-foot range,
10 foot.
10 foot. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're also slowed, double slowed.
Right. So I can just get in there. At that point, Sylvie's just gonna drop their chain mace from their hand and get to beating. Except I am going to cast Wrathful Smite. So let's see. Take an extra 1d6 necrotic damage from the attack, and it'll have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. So that'll be my bonus action to Wrathful Smite, and then action will be to attack with my chain mace.
Her
25 to hit,
absolutely hits.
and I get to add a d6 to that. So that'll be 15 bludgeoning damage and 5 necrotic damage.
It's
And it
dead.
will need. Oh, never mind. No save necessary.
You being like, are you
My
scared now?
friends!
Yeah, but so here's a question for you because when I cast a spell, I'm able to actually make a melee attack at the same time as I cast a spell. So when I
Mhm.
casted Wrathful Smite, would that have been like my hit there and I would get another hit as my action? Since the
I'm trying
spell
to
was
think
my
of,
bonus action?
yeah, what does that read the ability to me?
Yeah,
Maybe.
so the ability is Malleable Caster. When you use an action, when you use an action to cast a
Okay.
spell or cantrip, you can also make a melee attack as part of the same action. I
Okay.
see. And it was
Boom.
my bonus action.
Per.
So never
Okay, great.
But you
mind.
are
But yeah, still
hasted, so
murder.
you do get another action.
Oh, that's true. I'm going after another bear.
Hey,
Thank you, Haste. Forgot about that for a second.
you also do hear Dez's lament. My bear.
Yeah, literally,
She was
you hear her
putting
go,
out their
"My
fire
friend!"
anyway. Calm down. We gotta murder these things. You'll be fine.
She's playing with fire. She's like feeding one the grass. She's like making one
That's
brighter.
100% the vibe of what she's
That's a
doing right now.
21 to hit.
Hit.
That will be 16 bludgeoning damage, 4
Oh yeah.
necrotic damage.
Hey, guess what? It's dead.
Now I'm out of actions.
These are. I will
Sorry,
say.
we gotta murder them.
I will say those octopuses were tiny, but they were mighty. They had high AC and high hit points. These don't have high AC or high hit points. So, lucky you all 3 went up there. Okay, perfect. Sylvie went in there, slap, 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 and then Ursine.
I'm going to get off the ground. I didn't want to have to use this one. And he throws another whittled man, but this one has a cute little hat on top of it, and an echo manifests, and it's wearing a cute little hat. And he's going to shoot 2 more arrows at the rhino that he can see.
Yes.
So
Are you? Oh, you used your bonus action. Right? I was gonna ask you moving a hunter mark, but you used it to summon the thing. Never mind.
Yes, I failed my my constitution check when I took damage. So it's
Okay.
concentration rather. Sorry.
Gotcha.
But that was a 22 and a 29.
Both hit.
For the attack and the extra attack. For the first one, it is going to be 5 damage. 5 piercing damage, and that'll be 10 piercing damage. And then for the second one, it'll be 7 piercing damage. So that'll be 17 piercing damage altogether against that one pesky
Guess how many
bird
hit points
bastard.
it had?
17?
17.
Oh, spectacular!
Dead.
I'm going to run in in the opposite direction of the ground, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
So you
there's
can
rumbling
tell.
over here, I'm running over there.
Copy that. I will. Understood. Water, dead. Air, no one knows. Tidbit, it's your turn.
So the
Watch
scary
it.
fairy ran off. How far away is the cheese now?
Scary Fairy is 60 feet away. Cheese has rolled. You kind of like didn't really move after you got to your spot. So the cheese rolled. He's like about 60 feet away. He moved up to where that line of the not squid, not octopi, octopuses were. There it is. So he's 60 feet away from you. They're both 60 feet away from you. One is 60 feet in front of you, and one is 60 feet to your east. And then there's a guy behind. You can always hear. That's the big problem with the 20 perception. You can hear the old guy or a old guy yelling and making sounds as he's doing something behind you. But you can hear him as well.
How far away is the old guy?
Old guy is pushing 80 feet. I almost said pushing 80, but I had to be really clear. Pushing 80 feet. Because he's running. He's running away. Everyone else is fighting stuff, and this guy is it's you guys fighting things, or it's you two friends fighting, you hunkering down. The plant girl is examining the fire bears. Old guy is running for his fucking life.
Fighting for my life.
That is the vibe.
Okay.
Also, you don't see anything with the old guy. You just see him screaming because the two things he was fighting did die. So the other two things are burrowed. So just the old guy running around, but there's nothing chasing him. It's in the ground. It's in the ground.
That's no problem then. Okay, I'm going to pop this bubble and dash towards the cheese. And that'll be my whole action. I'll dash 50 feet towards the cheese.
Cute little tiny movement. Okay. Bears are gonna go. And they're gonna go after that fucking fairy. Oh. Oh, that wouldn't do that much. Okay, so 2 Ember Claws coming at you, Tanner. There you go. A 18 and a 12.
The 18 hits me.
Okay. It does 4 points of fire damage.
It's nothing.
One at bigger numbers, but here I am. And you're resistant to fire! Ah!
Oh, so 2?
I hate it here, yeah.
Even better.
And that is the 2 bears. End of turn, we are gonna take right here a bathroom break. So stop holding your bladders and go put it in the toilet, my friends. I'll see you back shortly. So use this time wisely. Or don't. It's up to you. We're back. I hope you're just a little bit emptier than you were previously. We just only say weird things here. What the fuck?
Ready to get full.
More full.
We're gonna start with these layer actions. So I need a deck save. I know the things we all love. I need a deck save from Ursine.
It's more than an 18, but I rolled an 18. It's a 21. Thank you.
You're good. All right. Nothing happens to you. Who's in ice? Okay. I need a con save from Sharp and Tidbit. You took off that global invulnerability, girl. You're just one of the people now. Oh, I lied to your face. I don't need more from you. You guys killed your minions there. Nothing happens. I
I
forgot.
know, nothing happened the last
Area.
time.
It is this time. I need Sylvie and Des to make saves.
Is it
That's
Dex?
It is Dex.
I got a 7.
Sylvie, you have advantage on.
I got a
dexterity.
nat 20.
Oh,
Stole it from me.
Yeah, now that I'm in your area.
All right. So, nat 20 means no damage, as we've established, but that fail is.
I wish I could reaction augment. I keep thinking I can do
Not
that.
that bad. 12 points of fire damage. I rolled a 2 and a 1 in there. That is 12 points to Des, 0 points to Sylvie.
Good. I'm still looking great.
And that is the end of that. And it is going to go back at top of turn order. Our girl Desi. You just watched the two bears that were at the base of your tree get eviscerated so quickly. Like you were writing in your book, you like looking at them, you're like, wait, got it. Writing your little information, you look back again, and instead of a bear, there's a tiny fairy, and not even corpses. Like the embers have like flittered and fluttered away. And you look down and you see a tiny fairy.
She will definitely have a loud, high-pitched, shrill scream at the top of her lungs as she jumps down off of her companion, the group companion, in front of Sylvie, kind of like in between her and the other area, kind of back where the other bears are, and she goes, "Why would you do that to them? They didn't do a thing to you. Those were my friends." And she's going to cast a fire shield on herself and act like a barrier kind of between the fairy and the bears, and all incoming cold damage, like she'll have resistance.
Goofy. Gotcha. Okay. And you're doing the fire one that gives you cold resistance,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that gives you fire resistance.
It'll probably,
Okay.
I imagine, just kind of like a circle of like kind of see-through fire appears in front of her.
Yeah, you get off that tree, you kind of jump down. There's a hair flip involved because, again, your hair is like it's just inches, 40, 50, 60. That's crazy.
It's like crunchy though, so as she goes down, it's like and like twigs are snapping too. She
Thorny.
might break off a little bit.
She crawls down her own hair. I don't need no man. Pulls her wig down, and then she that fire whips around her, but the fire is not hot; it's cold, as it is the fire shield's other version, so they can protect you from hot things. But yeah, and you kind of place yourself in between the bears and Sylvie, like a little buff. Anything else from you?
That's it. She's just gonna stand there and wait for a remark back, because I'm sure there will be one.
Not my birds.
I know,
It'd be
Tanner.
great if he said it. Earth is gonna go, so
Not the
that
call
is
out.
the rhinos. I picked this cast on purpose. What is this thing? Boom. Okay. Andrew, you see the two rhinos start to emerge. They're about 45 feet away from you, but they take that dash action to. But nothing happens. Actually, enemy who's touching the ground. Oh, start of your turn. Okay. That is end of their turn. They are now within 5 feet of you, but have used their action to dash towards you. Shop Cheddar. The guy with the holes. I'm sorry, the cheese with the holes.
okay. So, Tidbit ran towards me.
Yeah, Tibbet is now behind you.
Okay. Just kind of look down at Tidbit, looking at the action over in the fire and the mystery of the wind, just kind of looking down at. I guess I'm looking down with a scowl at Tidbit, like, why'd you come over here? Just kind of look at him, just kind of make a face, and then look out and just kind of nod to look over towards the bears. And I'll put my hand up towards the bears, and I have a range of 150 feet. I'm going to cast a wind wall on top of the bears that just start right in their face, because you can shape it any way you want as long as it's one continuous line, and just wrap it around them. So even if and it's 50 feet long, so whatever that is in circular form, it's just like a tunnel, a tornado. So they'll have to go at least 5 or 10 feet to get out of it. So strength saving throw. And I guess that's behind Desiree.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's some space in between her and them. These are the... You said strength?
Yeah, strength saving throw.
These big old bears is not strong.
Good.
A 16 and an 8. Or
Both-
16 and a 6.
Both fail, and they
Not
take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
You reach over, make a wind wall. You're like giving you're giving Tidbit the eyes. You're like, this would be cool. You reach over, do a wind wall. Wind starts to form around them, and then it starts to like it picks up. It starts to make a small tornado as these bears are ripped apart. It kind of like the flame becomes a little bit of an inferno for a second. Like, oh, it's gonna be really cool, and then it just snuffs out the flames, and then the wind is still going, but like just pieces of bear are flying through as those things are absolutely and utterly destroyed. The last two of them.
And so then looking at them destroyed, looking at their destroyed, looking behind us destroyed, just going to look down at Tidbit, just go. And I'm going to roll 40 feet towards the wind section.
A menace. You do also see, now that they've come from being burrowed, behind Tidbit, because he's kind of small, so you see behind him is the old guy and 2 rhinos.
Oh, I didn't realize they were left. No, I'm going to roll 40 feet that way.
Gotcha, and you're going to start rolling into the
And in
earth.
case Tidbit thinks of anything cheeky, I don't provoke opportunity attacks because I'm mobile.
Perfect. 60 feet will not get you to cross the barrier, but it gets you closer to that barrier. So you're about 20 feet away from the crossing line. Perfect. That was very good for you. I love it. Sharp. Sylvie. You see that the 2 bears that you were you see
I know what I see.
Des get down very dramatically, crawls down her hair. She's like, "Oh no, you did it!" Crawls down her hair, makes this like big tada in front of you, while simultaneously behind her, you don't know where it's coming from. You see wind wrap around these things and just eviscerate. Like she's standing there posing, and like bear viscera is like fly behind her, and she does not seem to notice that. She's like, "You won't leave my friends alone." And you're just watching that.
100%.
Yeah, at that point, Sylvie's just gonna be like, turn around, Twiggy, and then I'm gonna fly off towards the air place.
Goofy. Oh, okay. Well, I do have a question. Is Wind Wall a concentration spell?
I think it is.
Yes!
Okay. So
Sorry, friend.
Tanner, you see all that happening. You see like Des make that pose. You see that thing happening, and you're just dumbfounded with lethargy because you like can't take any actions after the haste spell drops off of you. So you lose your turn. But what it reads as is Des is like, "Don't touch my friends," and you're just like, while her friends are being destroyed behind her. So, a story that is not being told to each other, but is very accurate, is being portrayed right now. So you lose your turn, and it's Ursine's turn.
Lol.
All right, so you guys are new ones here. Are you gonna attack me, or is this gonna we chill? Are we okay?
As you say that, are you prone currently?
No,
Can you make a strength saving throw?
I would like to. Really, it's, shoot. 19.
You passed. As you start to talk to them, they start to, and you can see that they're trying. Like it's almost like as they're like stomping on the ground, it feels less like an earthquake and more like you're on a wave. Like they're like moving the ground. You're like whoa! Like it is waving under your feet. The control they have over the earth, and so it's giving water to them. But you pass the check, so nothing happens.
Which means I'm cool. Which means we're cool. I passed like the vibe check.
Yeah, open for interpretation. If that's yes, sure. You can give me a. If you can believe that if you want, or you can make a wisdom check.
I feel like you make a wisdom check. That'll be a dirty 20.
You know, you don't think that they are cool with you, but you also don't. It's weird because you've dealt with animals before. You don't get the like primal aggression you get from animals. You just get like it's almost like when your blights are doing things for you. They're just like moving out of order, but they're not really like really invested in it. So you're getting this weird vibe from like these things are not.
They have no vibe. Awesome.
Yeah, they're not conscious beings.
Cool. I'm going to it's gonna look like I take a step back, but I teleport, switch places with my echo. During that whole conversation, I had to move 30 feet away. So now I'm I don't know how far away the echo was from these guys, but it's whatever that is plus 30 feet. I'm away. Can I
Gotcha. Yeah.
hide? Can I hide?
There is nowhere to hide currently. It's all flat. Okay, so there's a flat ground and there's a giant crevice that is like in the middle of that earthen area. So like
Okay,
if you
they made a hole, right? They like dug a hole towards the beginning. Maybe I'll have like the echo like run towards like that hole area and then boop, teleport, and then I'll hide in the hole.
yeah, there are technically 4 holes. The 2 holes that they originally went into, they burrowed into, and then the 2 that they came out of.
Is that a hole of a war origin?
It's a natural hole, actually. Actually, it's not as artificial hole. I don't know. It's we don't need to get the whole play here.
Natural hole.
So you, the echo is 15 from you, so you teleported 15 away, then move 30. So you physically are 45 feet away from the rhinos, and then you want to move your echo to get closer to one of the holes.
No. The echo moves closer to one of the holes, and then
you teleport.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, you can teleport, and then you are near. You are closer. You're closer to one of the exit holes than you are to like the ones they originally started in, because those are like 50 feet away. Stop it,
Yeah,
Scott.
they would never
Dang it so
think.
much.
They would never think to like check the holes that they came out of. That would be insane.
Who checks their own hole?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hide in one of the holes.
Yeah, you're gonna hide in that rhino hole for sure. Go for
Okay.
it.
Do I make like a stealth check or anything, or?
Yeah, maybe a stealth check.
It's gonna be a 17.
You're pretty
I'm also
securely in
gonna
there.
I'm gonna start praying to Agba.
Just in that rhino hole praying. This,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Why am I here? Take me back, guy.
The water ones are dead. The air ones are unbothered. Tidbit, it's your turn. And Tidbit, I'll give everyone the recaps. In front of you, you see your friend kind of like walk up to you. He points his hand. He's giving you this weird, like not speaking words, just like winking at you and like points over towards the bears and Sylvie. You see Sylvie kind of like go a little bit limp, and then the bears just get wrapped up in this wind and kind of get ripped apart. And that is like he pointed you to look at that. He was like, "Look at this power," and you look back at him, and it's your turn.
Okay. I'd like to learn more about this ice I'm standing on.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to tell if it's ice all the way down?
Yeah,
or
make
if
me
it's an ice layer over water.
20 perception. It's ice all the way down. It's like not giving frozen lake, giving like you're on a glacier.
Tibbet snaps their fingers and then starts running after the cheese wheel.
They never hold by you.
Can I get within 30 feet of the cheese with my movement?
He moved 40, so you move within 30 feet of it? Yeah, because you have 25 feet of movement? Yes. He's 15 feet away from you. If you move that 25.
Okay. I'll move that 25 and Tibbet's gonna hold out their little hand and give a little finger snap. And bless that cheese.
Oh,
bless it. I thought you said blast that cheese. I was like, that's crazy.
No, bless that cheese.
I'm gonna bless that cheese.
Okay. And so it gets a plus D4 to a checks and attacks?
Yeah, for the next minute.
Cute. Turning over a new leaf. I would say it's the fire bear's turn, but they're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear the voice, and she says, after hundreds of years of war, the primal princes didn't really consider that their effects on the Fae would give it life. And then from their warfare came these new weird creatures. The elements themselves started to gain consciousness, perhaps. Ends her line there. Lair actions. Ice. Nothing happens there. Fire. Nothing happens there. Earth. Dex saving throw. You sure this doesn't hurt?
Uh, 10?
10?
10?
You fall prone.
I kind of figured I was already prone in a hole, so that's okay.
But you're standing in that hole. You are, you're erect in the hole. You are. Now you are.
It's not as I'm not as young as I used to. I feel it now when I lie down on the ground.
You've gone soft in the hole, some might say.
Yeah.
He's like. He just gotta topple over. Okay.
Oh,
Great.
Erica.
And at the top of turn order, we come up with Dez. Behind her, she doesn't notice, but Sylvie does see these things start to form. I have props. I can show you these right here. This fire elemental and this flame myrmidon. So it is a living flame and then a flame wreathed in armor carrying two scimitars that form up behind Dez in front of you. But it is Dez's turn. But she don't see that because she's staring at you, dumbfounded at her awesome speech.
Okay.
When Sylvie, I can think of your character's name. When Sylvie says that, Dez will take a second to turn around, but of course, by the time she turns around, the fucking bears are gone, and she is not going to notice these two elementals. She's just looking for the bears and turns around, and she goes, "How did you do? What's
Oh my
your
God.
name?" As she pulls out her creatures I've met book and has her quill ready. "What's your name?" And that's it.
Goofy.
And she'll use her action to dismiss the shield if I didn't say that.
Okay, perfect. And also, just so you know, Fire Shield is not a concentration spell, so you could technically just keep it up for.
Nah.
Okay.
She got the point across. She's not aware of what's behind her yet.
She cools off. Here for it. Okay. These guys still. Earth Rhinos are going to look for our friend. They don't have no kind of looking skills, Lord.
Good.
Come on, something. Oh. 15. What was your stealth? I feel like it was higher than a 15.
I don't
I'm gonna assume it's given higher than a 15. That the rhino is kind of and it's just they're real confused. You were in front of them. Oh, actually, there is they see a fake you.
Yeah.
Great. He's gonna one is gonna look for the second one that was there, and the other one's gonna sneeze at the fake guy. So it's gonna snort rocks. That's his real power name.
Mm-hmm. They're within 5 feet. Is that at disadvantage?
Oh, it is within 5 feet, so it's actually gonna do a shatter smash. It does have a melee attack. Same to plus. Oh Jesus. A 24 to hit.
Yeah, that beats 19. It dissipates. If it does any damage.
Yeah, just a little 5. But it just stomps the ground, and then the thing, it doesn't even stomp on it. It stomps the ground, and then your echo disappears. Also, let's not forget, friends, the echo is 3 blights in a trench coat. They just keep changing hats. Yeah. It's this little friends just keep they keep stacking up. That is that one's turn. The other one's looking for you, and it failed. Okay, great. Then it's gonna be Shop.
Question about Bless. Does it say you get to add a d4 to an action or to an attack? What does it say?
Whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends.
Once.
Yeah. until the spell ends. So you can just
No,
do
every time.
any attacks you make it a D4, and any saving throws you get a D4.
And how long does it last?
A minute.
A minute, 10 rounds,
Oh,
or until he
perfect.
drops it.
Then I'm gonna look over at those rhinos. I have a casting range of 120 feet on Scorching Ray, which allows me to send 3 beams. So that's 3 attack rolls. I'm gonna utilize this. So
Yes.
do you want me to roll separately for all of them?
Yes, please.
For the D4 as well. I mean, for the bless.
Oh, that's up to you. If you want to use the same D4, or you can just roll it 3 times, whichever's easiest. I'm not
I'm
particularly.
gonna say separate because if I roll it and it's really good, I'm gonna say I want to keep them all. You know, and I just don't. I don't want to cheat.
Don't tempt yourself.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll them separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 plus my 10 plus a 2, so that's 32 for the first one.
Actually, that missed it. No.
And we're screwed, guys. And they're both like around a crevice. Where are they?
The rhinos are not near the crevice. They are. It kind of like just splitting up this area. They are more so near the going towards the wind area, and then Ursine is more neutral center.
Gotcha.
As he's like running back and just like running back and forth. Well, you can't really see where Ursine
that
is.
one does 8 points of fire damage, and then I'm gonna do another ray. That's a.
That was a nat.
Yeah, it was
a nat 20 to
it
8
was a
points?
nat 20, so that was 8 plus 12, so that was 20 because there are 2 d6s.
That first one's dead.
Great. For the second one, I rolled 8 plus my 10, which is 18, plus the 2 and the d4. That's a dirty 20. And
Hit.
that is a 6 damage.
Nice.
And then
Okay.
I have one more ray I'm going to try to hit him with. That is a 2 plus 10 is 12, plus the d4 is a 3. That's 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, third one
Oh.
misses.
Some good numbers. Some good damage. You knocked out that first one. Also, great nat 20. It's like a third nat 20 tonight.
I think she's 4.
Yeah, it's like the 4th.
Yeah, Erica did how many? 3?
2.
2?
Oh, yeah. She had 2 back to back.
1, and then I just did 1. And then I guess I don't have anything for bonus action. I just want to make a special note that I turn towards Tidbit and just give him a. And with my free action, just yell out, "Thanks for blessing on the whole." And I'm good.
I just knew it was come up. Sylvie, you are no longer lethargic, and you see what you see.
Yeah.
Which is
So at this point, I see homegirl in front of me has not noticed the giant fucking elementals behind her. And I'm just gonna be like, turn back around. I'm here to like help you kick these things' asses. We'll learn about them later. And as like, in order to just, goodwill, here we go. Bonus action. I'm going to give you an ability augment. So you can add my spellcasting modifier to the next ability check that you need to make. Because I see you be making them out here with your little investigations and shit. So you can add +9 to that.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's my bonus action, and then for my action, since I've saved up enough charges now, I'm going to cast Antagonize on one of the elementals that's behind.
Yeah, so you have the one that's in armor, the one that's not in armor. Your choice.
I'm going to go after the armored one because he seems more deadly. And so with
Smart.
Antagonize, you need to make a Wisdom save.
Interesting. A 10.
You fail.
Rude.
So on a failed save, the target takes 4d4 psychic damage. Let me roll that real quick before I get to the other things that are about to happen to you.
Oh, okay.
5. So that's going to be 8 psychic damage. And the target must immediately use its reaction to make a melee attack against another creature of your choice that you can see, which would be his friend beside him.
Okay, and it's one melee attack.
Yeah.
Okay. And it will do so. It is going to flame. Myrmidon is going to swing at that for sure fucking hits. 26 to hit. That does. What is this? 9 points of damage to the fire elemental. Okay. Nice. All right. Damage recorded.
Yep.
What else you got?
And I'm gonna back up a little bit, like 15 feet, and fly up a little bit in the air because I can do that.
You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little higher. I'm like a little distance while I fight for a second.
Ursine, you are hiding in a hole. Because
I
you
am
see,
hiding in
but
a
you don't
hole.
see anything.
Yeah.
You
Gonna
hear
call
one
my.
less thumping.
I'm gonna call my boys over to me. Boys, over here, over here. And my blights all come over to me. All right. So you see that over there, and he points over to the fire elementals. We're not fucking with that at all. I'm pretty sure you guys are flammable, so we're staying as far away from that as we absolutely can. I guess we could try to just like clear our field over here and then try to make a clean getaway so we can like get rid of that other rhino if you like. Votes? Any votes? What do you guys think?
Uh, they are team Rhino. They're team murder.
Team. Okay, cool. You guys have violent tendencies. That you shouldn't come to an agreement like this so quickly. He's going to pop his head out of the hole, and he's going to pull his bow, and he's going to fire off 2 arrows.
Okay.
The first one is going to be a 16. Second one is going to be a 12. So I don't think I hit with either of those.
They do not hit.
Splendid. I'll just bonus action get my echo up again. Throw another man's. Throw a little
Okay.
talisman guy.
Perfect. And you put it back where, like, near the Myrmidon or near
It's gotta be 15 feet away from me. But like I will say 15 feet over there, so it looks at that and not the hole.
Okay. So it is a distraction outside of the hole to be
Hopefully,
okay.
yes.
Cool. Gotcha. All right. That is Ursan. It is our elemental Myrmidon combo. They are going to, well, now that one hit the other one is kind of like mad about it. So the fire
be.
elemental is going to take its 2 attacks on the Myrmidon. It's like, why you hit me? They both miss, so there's that.
Not
Elemental
helpful.
misses. The Myrmidon's gonna go. And it's gonna go after Sylvie. It is going to move up 40 feet. Oh, that's not close enough to get to you. And it has no ranged attacks. It moves up 40 feet. It is 20 feet away from you, and it's 15 feet away from you, and it is standing in front of you. It has 2 swords. It looks real angry, but it's not gonna attack you. It cannot. Ice. Tidbit and Sharp. Tidbit definitely notices, and can break up the Sharp, that much like that is happening in the fireplace, the water place forms an elemental, or it's ice. It's elemental, an ice elemental, and an ice Myrmidon. Guy with the trident, it's made of ice body. And those 2 form up behind you, and they are going to attack. Okay, I lie. One's going to move 60 feet up, which will put it close enough to one of you, to Tidbit, but it can't make an attack because that's its dash action. However, the other one is going to chuck some spears. So it's going to move 40 feet up, and then this is the Myrmidon. And it's going to make 1 spear chuck attack. So how you going to throw 3 tridents when you got 1? Ooh, frog or cheese, frog or cheese, frog or cheese. I'm gonna roll a dice for it. Rolling a d4. 1 or 2 is
And
cheese.
Tidbit,
3 or
do you
4.
not have your barrier anymore?
He dropped it. To love you. That is going to be what's a 3? So it's me, the frog. And you're gonna get a ranged spear attack coming at you. Oh, okay. Well, it rolled a 2, so a 9 to hit. Nah, you really low AC? No, okay. I tried. That's the end of its turn, and it's also down its trident now. It's gonna pick that up in a second, and that is the end of its turn. It is Tibbet's turn.
What just got close to me? Which one?
There is a water elemental that is in front of you. So it's just like or ice elemental. So it's just like a big formation of ice, and then the ice myrmidon threw a spear at you, but it missed.
That's pretty close.
It kind of lands on the ground in front of you. It did not throw it hard enough.
Bless is concentration.
I have a question. Sorry, while you're thinking about this, I haven't taken any damage yet, and that tornado was concentration check. So I think it's still there. Might be like behind your fire guys.
Oh, you're talking about the wind wall?
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Understood. Gotcha. Colpe, is there damage from being in that? Do you need? I can just look at the spell. Yeah, they would try to avoid it, and also it's another element. I got you.
But it'd be really cool if they turned around and pushed a minute or something.
Hey. Okay. I'm pulling that spell just so I have it. All right, Tidbit.
Okay, Tidbit is going to pull out their shield, just about the size of them, and just kind of stand and brace themselves. They're not super afraid, but they're just getting ready.
the dodge action?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so they're currently clear of the wind wall. They have to enter its space to take damage from it. So they will so it is out there, and they will have to stop. They will have to move around it when that time comes. Or if you if you mentioned it, if you make them move through it, then they'll also take damage.
Currently just like a tornado tunnel, so it's not even like a real barrier. It's just like a 5 to 10 foot thing.
Yeah, and Tana, your antagonized made one of them move, right? Did I have to make a save for that? Great. How far was it? I didn't move them, so just need to play my brain now.
Oh, I mean, it was however close they were. They had to move to the other one.
But it was just like take their movement speed to move away?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So that was that works out then. So the Fire Myrmidon would have backed up into the wall, start of its turn there. It will take that damage. And then it moves out of the wall to come back to stand in front of you and do nothing. So it will take 3d8 points. Oh, well, it needs to make a strength saving throw. Why are these things not strong? Hate crimes. It rolled an 8.
Uh-oh.
So you can roll that damage for me, Scotty.
$15.
Oh, I'm sorry. So this is perfect. All right.
Yeah, guys, when they be spawning left and right, we need every little bit we can get.
No, little bit, yes.
Agreed.
That was Tibbet's turn. Desiree, your turn.
So one of them is still kind of close to Sylvie, and one of them is away right now, or are they both now close?
I think one's behind you and one's close to me.
Yeah, the Myrmidon is standing next to Sylvie, but it didn't attack her, and the other one is standing 25 feet back, right on the the safe side of that wind tunnel coming towards you. But it
Okay.
it didn't.
So the one that is closer to Sylvia, that's getting close as Tanner's character tells mine that to look, she's gonna turn and look again and see that, and she's gonna cast Flame Strike on that character. So I'm gonna need a dex save from the elemental.
And this is on the elemental. Oh, this is one that's attacking Tanner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dex save. Oh, I got a 19.
Oh, boo! Nothing happens.
Whatever.
Is there half damage?
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, hold on. Let me roll.
Yeah, half damage, yeah.
It's going to
And
take
for
me a
our friend-
second.
Yeah, for our friends at home, Erica has the elemental adept feat, so her fire burns hotter than regular fire, so she can turn immunity into resistance and resistance into nothing. So these things are fire
Nice.
immune, but they'll be fire resistant, so take half damage. But like Scott said, every point matters.
Mm-hmm.
23. Half of 23. 12.
Everything is 12, and then half of 12 is 6. So take 6 points of damage. Obey. Boom. Y'all beat it up. Consolidating strikes is good. It's smart. Anything else from you?
I'm gonna have my my little buddy, my Groot, start making his way. I don't know if he would have been near me if he's
Yeah, he's
within
right.
30 feet of the other guy.
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of you, so he's like right next to you.
Okay, he's gonna walk over to the one that's close to the wind tunnel, and I'm gonna see if I can attempt to push him in there.
Okay. Make me a contested. You can roll either acrobatics or dex, aka strength or dexterity. I said acrobatics or dex. Acrobatics or athletics, strength or dex. Then I'm gonna roll acrobatics because it's better. Damn it.
Got
Okay.
a 16.
I got a 6.
Bye, into the wind tunnel by Groot.
Yeah, your companion runs up and just bap, pushes this thing into it. And it's funny because it's two fire forces like interact with each other.
Clashing.
But it will get pushed back into it. But it needs to start its turn on that thing, or is it when the first time? Well, it appears each region.
I think when it enters and starts its turn.
Oh, when each creature that's in its area. So yeah, it doesn't even matter. So I need to make a strength save. Wait, yes.
And the damage is 16.
Ooh. Oh, 15 fails. Okay, so 16 points of blue.
I mean, guys, if you were to watch this in real time like these fights usually are, we are kicking ass.
Yeah,
I think so too.
It's been less than a minute, and you guys are clearing through some things. Some might say the voice could be impressed, or isn't. Who knows? Boom. Okay.
Come on, mama.
That is. Okay, so now it is. Oh, they don't have to. Man. Sure. Behind you is an ice myrmidon and a ice elemental directly behind you in your same space, and then in front of you you see there's still just that one rhino that is fighting with the old guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, I got some questions. That trident that went by Tidbit, how far away from Tidbit is it?
It's in front of Tidbit, 5 feet.
In
So it's
front
like
of
right
Tidbit,
near-
so
it's-
it would
it's
be
near the
20
elemental.
feet from me. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to roll back 20 feet, and I can understand if this requires a physical roll. But I want to, because of what you and I know about my character, I want to roll that it goes through one hole and out the other hole, so I'm on it, and then bite it with my teeth. So if he tries to pick it up, I'm on it. Do you need a roll? Okay.
No.
I want to secure that bitch. If that's one of his 2 attacks, I want to limit him. Okay, and then it's like going through me, and I'm like, "Argh!" And then I want to cast out let's try. How far away from him is? How away from me is he?
The one that threw his spear.
Yeah.
It is it didn't move, so it's sitting at 40 feet.
Okay. I'll use Scorching Ray again and take advantage of this D4 I got still going to bless.
All right.
All right, so one of those is a... Ooh, that's a 19 plus 10 is 29, plus a 1 is a dirty 30. Dirty 30?
Dirty
That was
30
me
hits.
4 years ago. Sorry.
And
Second one is a 2 plus 10 is 12, plus 4 is 16.
To the Myrmidon does not hit.
Damn. All right, third one is a... Okay, yeah, that's even lower, so that's not going to hit. So that is a 2d6. That's a 7. 7 points of fire damage.
Boom. 7 points of fire damage to that Myrmidon. Copy that.
And then, while I'm biting onto it, look at Tidbit and go... Alright, I'm done. I'm sorry. I can't.
Be so much trauma here. Okay, I love that. You said it's my skewer. Perfect. Sylvie, you don't see any of that.
No.
But, you know, but you do see what's in front of you, which is also chaotic.
Very chaotic. So you said that the Myrmidon's about 15 feet away from me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in 5 feet to be like 10 feet away from him, and then I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. So I'll need a wisdom save from you.
Fire Myrmidon. Wisdom save. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
A
Pretty bad.
12.
You fail. And he's missing hit points, right?
Fire Myrmidon is missing hit points.
Okay. So instead of 3d8, it does 3d12 damage.
Oh. Cute.
12, 7, 10, 29 necrotic damage.
29.
Yeah. Did that kill him?
No, but he didn't
Okay,
like
well, since
it.
I cast a cantrip as my action, I can take a melee attack with it, and my chain mace has a 10-foot reach, so good thing I'm that far away. And as I'm, like, tolling the dead, my eyes are just glowing, I'm gonna chain mace him right in the fucking head. And then that was an 18 plus 9, 27 to hit,
Yes.
and that will be... 6 plus 10, 16 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
How's
I don't
he
know
looking?
what fire looks like when it's bleeding, but this, there's some lava pooling out from under its armor, just like seeping out, like
Beautiful.
like
And before I
coagulated
end my
flames.
turn, since I only used 5 of my movement speed, I'm gonna fly up 20 feet, tauntingly, just like, come on, bitch.
Okay. That is where you at? Boom. And then it is Ursine, and the rhino.
I am going to throw out two little carvings of tigers, and they're going to grow into big wooden constructs of tigers. I'm conjuring animals. That is this is conjure animals. And I'm gonna have the. How far away is this boar from me?
Rhino you are still in hole, correct?
I am still in hole.
It is lost and wandering. I from hole entrance, because you'd have to like backtrack to get out of the hole. 15 feet from like layer of hole. You are probably
Amazing.
5 feet inside the hole. Just
I'm gonna throw them out like right in front of me. Gonna tell them to back up a little bit, and then one of them is going to run 20 feet because they backed up running start. Gonna run 20 feet and pounce. They're gonna do a claw attack. for 18. It's going to be an 18 to hit
On the bear.
on the rhino.
I mean the rhino. Yes.
Does she hit?
Mhm.
Splendid. That is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 piercing damage. Oh no. 6 slashing damage. Excuse me. And if you could make a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone, that'd be
Strength
amazing.
saving throw from Earth. Okay. Ooh, that's a 11.
Amazing. They're prone. They're prone. And then I'm gonna have the other one run and do a biting attack. And that's gonna be a 16 to hit. Bang!
Does not hit.
Heyo.
Oh, but you weren't rushing. I mean, you weren't like dashing at it, so you have enough movement to get an extra 5 feet to be on the other side, so you can just bear flank.
Oh, I thought that it was because it's on the ground. I had
I already had
advantage
advantage.
anyway. Yeah. So that was a 16 with advantage.
Just trying to help.
I'm going to action surge. And
Got you a fighter.
I'm gonna knock some arrows loose into it from my echo's perspective. Like from his thing.
You're in the hole shooting, but it's coming out of the guy. It's cute.
I've been playing too much Rival.
It's like Loki's. Just like make a little
Yeah.
Loki.
I was like, oh god, I've seen this.
It's a good meta. I love
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Oh, you're muted. Come back.
I got a 27 and then a nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. I think your first hit will kill it, but yes.
Oh, splendid. Well, all right, if the first one does kill it.
Yeah. There's other things you can shoot at.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you.
It's gonna be 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. It does die.
Wonderful. And then if I can see that big fiery fella, I'll shoot at him.
Yeah. Nat 20. Take it.
Sick.
Give me some damage.
And that's max die and then roll.
Yes. And is this the one to hit the one in the armor or not in the armor? Just so I know.
I'll do the one with the armor.
Okay, great.
Why not? Yeah.
People have been beating that one up, so that's good.
Cool. 18 piercing damage. I'm gonna add an extra 3 piercing damage.
21?
21 piercing damage.
Ooh, that thing looked bad. Its armor is starting to peel off of its. I can't say flesh, but it's starting to peel off of its surface.
I go back into the hole.
Perfect.
At the end of this episode, when we're putting it on YouTube, I want a hole counter. How many times hole has been said? That's all I ask. Move on.
That should be the name of the episode. A hole counter. It's an encounter. Hole counter.
Oh,
Great.
stop.
Adding to the counter.
It's the encounter. The encounter.
Yeah. Ice duo. Okay. So the first one is okay, it's gonna make 2 slam attacks at the little frog. That's his name. +7. Yeah, I'm gonna a 9 and a 13. No, neither of those hit. Are you sure? Okay.
You got +7? Okay. You go, girl.
It did roll so bad. The Myrmidon is going to go. But what do? It needs to get its thing back from Scott. You can either I'll give this to Scott because what's happening here? You can either opt to like stay on it and give him disadvantage, or you can try to like keep the thing from him and thus making him make a contested check to try to hold on to it. Yeah, just give him disadvantage. Gotcha. I was curious. I was like, oh, he's strong. It does have several attacks. They'll all be at disadvantage. And I guess also at the frog because it can't attack the thing
So
that's on
to
it.
be clear, he's picking up the trident with me on it.
And I am in the dodge action.
He's just heavy.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we disadvantage it either way. Okay, great. Yes, I mean it does have good strength. I will say that. So it does just pick you up on it, and it's like it's through the hole, so like it just needs to stab. You're not blocking the important parts. So
Not
that
a
is going
hole.
to be.
But I guess he's just holding my cheese body.
He's holding.
Oh, that's some cold cheese.
Add that to the counter.
Okay. 6. Okay, no, that's a hit. And then a nat 1, another nat 1. All right. 3 attacks at disadvantage. They all miss. 5 attacks on you total, and they all miss. Love that.
What a
13.
good, wholesome fight.
Love that. Okay. Tidbit, it's your turn.
All right. Pull up. Tibbet is going to point at this elemental and Myrmidon and just turn their head straight to the sky and open their mouth and just let out this like unnaturally deep like toad croaking and cast banishment at 5th level, so they need to make a charisma save.
And this is on the elemental. Okay.
On the both of them.
Oh, on both of them. Okay, great. So it's a charisma save?
Yes. They need to charisma 18.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. So the elemental gets a 13, and the other one gets a 2.
Bye.
Okay.
So I
And
fall
that
to
is-
the ground.
And if they're
Is
the
not
trident
native
still
to
in
this
him?
plane, they can say goodbye.
Yes. So they vanish. It's a concentration spell?
It is.
Okay, so no bless, but they are now banished. If they stay gone for a minute, then they are gone for good. If they're not from this plane, also you're not really in a plane, so probably not from this plane. So if you last a minute without breaking concentration, they will be gone for good. Good to know. Didn't expect that one, but yeah, the two ice things vanish.
And it's blessed
Scott,
concentration, so that's gone.
Yeah, bless is gone and banishment. So you feel good, you get shaken up, and then you drop to the ground. Ice has vanished from around you. Perfect. I also did skip our fire friends. I am so sorry.
No problem.
We knew you'd come back.
Elemental is going to leave the wind it got pushed into, and then it's going to attack the companion of Desiree. Makes 2 attacks. A dirty 20 and an 11. Nope, a 13. Dirty 20 and a 13.
They both hit. Well, his armor class is a 13. So I think in your rules that still hits, right?
Let me do my math right. So okay, it is 13. Tygo's a defender, so you're actually A-okay here. So the first one hits fire damage. Does fire damage hurt your thing? Let's find out. I'm gonna hit it with. It's just called touch. So I'm just gonna slap it. It does. Oh shit. 9 points of fire damage.
It does 0. He's immune to fire damage.
Ooh.
I thought, but didn't know, and it wouldn't know. Okay, great.
I wasn't about to give a hint either.
And then the Myrmidon's
Smith?
gonna go, and it. Oh, and fucking Tanner's flying in the air.
Hee hee. But taunting.
Yeah, I think it's going to. There's no way it can reach you. It's gonna swing on Desiree. She's close.
But she still has fire shield up. True, right?
No, I got rid of it. I dismissed it, yeah.
Never mind.
Use its melee attack each attack. Okay, so it's gonna swing at Desiree. Oh gosh, it's gonna be a lot of damage. Let's see. Gotta hit first, and it's got a couple attacks. 22 for the first one. A 19 for the second one. Oh, and a 11 for the third one.
His 3?
11 is her AC, so the first
Boom.
2 hit.
Okay, note to self, get her some AC. Got it, guys. You all heard that.
Yeah, mine's higher than yours.
By like what, 1 point?
Yeah.
Two hits from the Flay's Scimitar, or from the Fiery Strikes Scimitar. Okay, so 2 plus 4 plus 24 points of fire damage from the 2 attacks and its fiery charge.
Heard that.
All right, and then Tippett already went, so I was going back to his turn. Lair actions.
Oh, do I get to go?
Oh my god, did you not go? I'm so sorry, Sylvie.
It's okay. I'm part of the fire thing, so I'm all over the place, you know.
Okay.
I just couldn't be reached, but I'm coming back down now. I'm floating back down.
Makes sense.
And I'm getting at least 10 feet within that flame myrmidon, and I'm gonna, cycle through that again with Toll the Dead, so you'll need to do a wisdom save for that.
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Fuck. A 6.
I got 3 9s on that. That's 9, 18, 9, 27 necrotic damage.
I was hoping those to hit, and I was like, haha. Wait, I'm sorry, what? 29?
27.
Okay. Good.
Do I need to take another strike? Because I'm about to.
You do need to take another strike. You need to look at it. You need to look at it real hard.
I'm gonna go with my chain mace then and bop that head again.
Holding
It'll
its
be a
blade.
24 to hit.
Yes. It dies. It has 1 point of damage, 1 point of health
Yeah,
left.
but let me get the satisfaction of knowing how well it dies.
Pop off, yes.
Oh wow. Okay, that's just 1 plus 10, so 11.
Hey, we're here for it. Flame Myrmidon, kind of like the flames go out, the metal starts to just like kind of concave on itself, and it falls to the ground. It's a hunk of metal ball that is just sitting there. And that is the end of. Okay, so everyone went this turn, did the layer actions. Perfect. I just want to make sure we got a full thing. We are stopping right here, my friends. I'm not going to keep another round of combat. I want to thank you guys players. I'm impressed. Okay, I was worried that you guys were gonna like just get slapped around a lot. There was a lot of like combat things. I also there were a lot of like not combat things. I'm really big on like doing not combat things. As a player, my brain is always like, how do I rectify this as a DM? But I always like figuring it out on the fly. So Erica, props to you, Ben, and your fucking globe, the sphere. And Scott's scary, and I knew Tanner was scary. I didn't know Scott was gonna be scary, and Andrew's funny, but also scary because like point wise and damage wise, like, oh, you're doing stuff, but like it's always Andrew that's funny. I'm like, dang. So great job. We are back next week. Tanner, can we do with this? We are back next week. And we will pick up where we left off at. I thank you all, audience and players, for being here and joining us. Hope you had a great time. Just have some more chaos next time. That's it for us.
Awesome.
We're done here.
Bye.
Bye.